Hi guys, it's Antrozix here, back on another video. Now, I've done this type of video before where I've discussed Transformers related topics, but I've never given this segment a name. Um, so what I have done is I've decided calling this kind of segment That's Just Prime News, which is a reference to Beast Wars, as That's Just Prime was the catchphrase of Optimus Primal. And during this segment, I will discuss various topics relating to the Transformers franchise, ranging from the figures to the films, shows, etc. Now, before I continue, I just want to apologize if the sound quality is not that great. I'm using a very cheap, not so great mic at the moment, and it's not one I really want to use, but I kind of don't have a choice at the moment. But yeah. Now, before I move on, I just want to say subscribe if you want to see more of these videos and you want to support the channel. Let's see what we're going to talk about. Some of this news is a few days old. I was wondering if I should cover this or not, because I wasn't sure if I was going to continue doing this type of video where I talk about stuff like this in terms of the Transformers series and all that. But I decided to go ahead with it, and so yeah. So the first thing we're going to talk about is possible new listings for the War for Cybertron Netflix series figures. Now, the first wave of the Netflix series figures were released, and they included redecos of previous figures that were released in the Siege line, such as Sideswipe, Chromie, and Hound, which were essentially redecos of the original toys. New characters using previous figures, such as Scrapface, which was a redeco of the Refractor mold, and Decepticon Mirage, which was a redeco of the regular Mirage figure. We also got like very beautiful redeco of Siege Megatron, which looks just so much better than the original figure. We got Hotlink, who is a Seeker, and I believe was part of the welcoming committee in the original G1 cartoon. And they both came with two Battle Masters, Target Masters each. And there was also a redeco of Leader Ultra Magnus, which was released with a bit of controversy, as on the packaging it says spoilers inside, and there's not really that much of a spoiler inside. From what I haven't got any of the figures relating to the Siege toy line at all. Actually, I haven't collected Transformers figures since 2013, because I had to prioritize other things such as college. But I'm hoping to get back into collecting Transformers pretty soon. But that Leader Ultra Magnus figure was a lot of people were disappointed by it. You know, which I can't blame them for, to be honest. But then again, I guess some people were kind of put too high of an expectation on that particular release. But yeah, so moving on to these new listings. Now, take these with a grain of salt. These were kind of revealed by a supposed Walmart employee by the screen name of Zobivore, I think that's how you pronounce that. But take these with a grain of salt. Now in listing that he put up, it contains Bumblebee, Quintesson, Wheeljack, Impactor, Deep Cover, Red Alert, Barricade, and Elite 1. Now, what's interesting about this is Bumblebee, who I'm going to start off with, we do know that he will be appearing in the Siege animated series. We've excuse me, we've seen him in the trailer. Um, but unlike the other characters, he's not using the toy design because we haven't seen a toy for him at all. Now, there's two possibilities I can think of for Bumblebee. Either one, he's a heavy redeco of the Earthrise Cliffjumper mold, which would make sense because they share a very similar rubber mold design. Or two, this is a brand new Bumblebee figure, and it is not a heavy retool of that Cliffjumper figure at all. But I'm more inclined to leaning towards a heavy retool of the Cliffjumper figure. Now, it's entirely possible this could be an entirely new mold, as Hasbro has been banking on Bumblebee for a number of years now. Bumblebee has been at the forefront of their marketing. If you look at the movie toys, particularly the Studio Series toys, Bumblebee has tons of figures relating to him. He even got his own movie, and he was one of the main leads in the Robots in Disguise cartoon that came out a few years ago. Next up, we have Quintesson. Now, this is saying Deluxe Quintesson. Now, we know that Quintesson Judge is going to be a Voyager figure. So, I think this will be a redeco of the Alicon figure. Because we know in fact that it will be a deluxe figure, and the Alicons are most commonly associated with the Quintessons, so that's what that probably is. Next up, we have Wheeljack, who I think will just be a straight up redeco of the Earthrise figure. As we know, Wheeljack will be in the series, and in the trailer, if you look at it, he's using that Earthrise toy design. So more than likely, that's going to be a straight up redeco of that figure. And next up, we have Impactor. More than likely a redeco of the Impactor figure. Whether it's going to be using the single release of the Impactor figure or the multi-pack Impactor figure, I don't know. It'll most likely be a redeco of the single release. Next up, we have Deep Cover. Now, Deep Cover, in terms of the original G1 toy line, he was essentially this figure right here, which was a straight redeco of the G1 Sideswipe figure into this black, white, and this blue color scheme. Now, I don't know if this is going to be that design, or it's going to be that exact character. Now, something I was wondering was, is this going to be that Red Cog character we do see briefly in the trailer? And this name Deep Cover just gone to him. Now, I also thought as well this could be another version of Sideswipe, and he's called Deep Cover Sideswipe, like the G2 color scheme figure that came in that multi-pack with Slam Dance, which was I think it was called like Clone Sideswipe or something. So this could either be the character Deep Cover Sideswipe, or the least likeliest would be that Red Cog character that we do see in the trailer. But yeah. Next up, we have Red Alert, who, yeah, more than likely going to be a redeco of the previous figure, as we know, like the previous Netflix series figures. Barricade. Now, Barricade was a Selects figure, and this is probably going to be the first time that version of that figure, of that mold, I should say, will be available for mass retail. Considering the regular Barricade was only really available through Hasbro Pulse, um, as part of the Selects, I guess, subline. And now the most interesting of them all is Elita 1. Now, Elita 1, we do see in the trailer, and very much like Bumblebee, does not use a toy design like the other characters. But what's interesting about her, if you look at her design, if I can actually just get an image here of her. Okay, sorry for the jump cut there, I just had to find an image of Elita 1 from the trailer. Now, there's two possibilities for her character in terms of this supposed figure that she can be getting. She's either a redeco and slight retool of the Siege Chromia figure, or she's a redeco, retool of the Earthrise RC figure, because she does share very similar stomach, crotch section to that Earthrise RC figure that we see, that we've seen promotional images of. But she also has the wheels in the exact same position that the Siege Chromia has them. So it could go either way. So I honestly don't know if she'll be the Siege Chromia or the Earthrise RC figure. I don't know which figure she's going to be using. But I'm leaning more towards the Chromia figure, just because of where the wheels are situated on her. Now, we also have a listing for a deluxe Cheetor figure, presumably under the War for Cybertron trilogy line. Now, what's interesting about this is, I believe is it this year or next year? I think it's this year. It's the, I want to say, 25th anniversary of the Beast Wars cartoon series. Phenomenal series. So I'm wondering, is this because of the anniversary that's pretty cool? And is this going to be a Beast Wars Cheetor or a pre-Beast Wars Cheetor? And if he's under the War for Cybertron Netflix line specifically, is he going to be redeco and a slight retool of an existing figure we have, or a new figure entirely? And personally, I think the perfect figure for him for pre-Beast Wars Cheetor is the Sideswipe mold. I have seen a custom by Grimlockamus, aka at Chrome Tyranno on Twitter, using the Siege Sideswipe mold, and it just works so well. But I don't know. All we know is that this is a rumor, like the previous rumor of the listings for the next Netflix series figures. So take this with a grain of salt. And if this is true, are we going to be getting more Beast Wars characters such as Optimus Primal, Rhinox, Dinobot, Rat Trap, Megatron, Waspinator, Tarantulas, Scorponok, and Pterosaur? And if this genuinely is true, I would love to see more. I'd love to see these Beast Wars characters get new figures. So yeah, I don't know what to say about it. As I said before, take this rumor and the previous rumor with a grain of salt. We don't know if this is true. We don't know if this is a complete lie. We just don't know as of yet. So moving on to the next topic. I don't know if it's really a topic per se, because we did see this cut out, or this like cardboard stand back at Toy Fair, and it's showing off the look for Bumblebee in the War for Cybertron trilogy. I love the design of this because it's very G1 inspired. So yeah, but like as I said before, is this going to be an entirely new figure? Is this going to be a heavy retool of the Cliffjumper molds? We'll have to wait and see. But more than likely, Bumblebee will definitely be getting a figure, as he definitely is within the War for Cybertron Siege animated series. So he's more than likely going to be getting a figure. And as I said before, and earlier in the video, Hasbro has been banking on Bumblebee for a number of years now, and he'll more than likely be getting a figure in this specific toy line. Now we also have another rumor for a supposed listing for the Studio Series Devastator box set, which would include all of the Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series Constructicons, and it is saying that the retail price for this pack is going to be roughly £467.38 British pounds, including that, which is £560 roughly. I think this definitely is going to be happening, and it was brought to the attention of TFW 2005 by the same person, JT Prime 117. Also give the rumor about the Cheetor figure. I think this is more than likely because we've seen this type of stuff before. Previous figures that Hasbro's done throughout the years. So this is more than likely going to be happening. And the final thing I want to talk about is the reveal of the Transformers Selects God Neptune Beast Wars 2nd Seacon Combiner team. Now, we pretty much knew since the Transformers Selects Seacon's Baranicon Combiner team were revealed, was it a year or two ago, when they were first revealed, that we were most likely going to get these figures repainted into the Beast Wars 2nd Combiner team. But what we didn't know was, were they going to be including the Lobclaw Nautilator mold with this particular team or not? Because in the original Beast Wars 2nd cartoon and toy, that Lobclaw Nautilator figure design was never included as part of the team, and I was kind of hoping it would include it, because I would have thought they want to get their most out of that mold as possible, and redecoing it into another character as part of this Beast Wars 2nd team would have made sense to me. But obviously they decided against that. So yeah, now this is going to be a box set which is going to be sold at roughly $190 US, and will be released at the end of October of this year. So we're going to start off looking at some of the images here. We got the full combiner mode. Looks amazing, by the way. I love the colors. Now I have heard some people complain about the white, saying that makes the figures look a bit cheap. I'm not going to lie, I can definitely see that. Like white on a Transformers figure, it doesn't look that great, to be honest, unless it's a good color. But yeah, I think that the paint job on it, in the images that we've been shown, looks very good. And that, so there is God Neptune. Moving on, we have Half Shell, who is the leader of the team, and is literally just a straight up redeco of Snaptrap. I think the colors work really well. I've been patiently waiting for the reveal of this team for quite a while now. I haven't gotten the G1 Piranacon combiner as part of this Selects line. I'm hoping to get that as soon as possible, and I'm definitely getting this box set as well for these Beast Wars second Seacons. Next up we have Terramander. Really good. I love this mold. It just screams Beast Wars depth charge. I kind of would like to see a repaint and with a new head sculpt to be depth charge, because it just works so well to me. So yeah, as again, the colors look great, and yeah. Next up, we have a figure I wasn't sure what they were going to do with, and that is Skilla. Now, she is using the tentacle mold, but with differences. They've actually retooled the thighs, the upper arms, the chest, and the head sculpt of this figure to be more feminine and to just scream the animation model of Skilla's robot mode, and it just I wasn't sure they were going to do it. I thought they were going to repaint the tentacle version of the mold and just call it a day, but I'm glad that they retooled the thighs, the upper arms, the chest, and the head. Now she's a little bit more boring because she's just this grey and this white. She does have hints of gold and this brassy bronze colour, along with some red and silver, but she hasn't got the best colour scheme in my opinion. But I do appreciate that they did remold those parts to make her figure look more feminine. And that's great. Moving on, we have I believe his name is Sea Phantom. I think he looks really good, but again, like Skilla, he's very boring looking, grey and this white mostly. But yeah, I still think it looks good. It's just not as eye catching as Half Shell and Terramander. And finally, we have Selects, who I think is kind of in between in terms of the color scheme. It's a mixture of boring and interesting at the same time. The Coelacanth like beast mode. It's got this nice gold along the top of the figure. Looks amazing. It's got small accents of this what appears to be like teal color, but it also contains that grayish, the grey and the white from similar to the Skilla and Sea Phantom figures. And we've also got some images of the manga that's going to be coming with the box set. Going back up here to the image of the God Neptune combiner mode, looks great. Now, because this isn't coming with a redeco of the Lobclaw Knot later mold. It doesn't come with that little axe piece that attaches to the rest of the sword to complete it. Sorry, and the sword just ends up looking a little bit uncompleted to me. I just wish they came with the axe piece to complete the sword, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. But again, as I said, God Neptune looks amazing. I just love the color scheme. I love this teal that they're going with for the figure. Definitely going to pre-order it as soon as I can. But yeah, so that I believe is all we have to talk about today. Checking for anything else. No, that's it. So yeah, I'm hoping to do more of these types of videos where I discuss stuff related to Transformers. As I said, this will be called That's Just Prime News. So yeah, if you wanna see more videos like this and support the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you like the video. And I just want to say apologies if the sound isn't that great. As I said, I'm using a very cheap mic at the moment, and it's just not that great. But that's all to talk about.